There is no better way to ring in the new year than the start of MACtion. Bowling Green, Akron men's basketball set to battle here at the Stroh Center in Bowling Green, Ohio for the start of MAC play. Welcome on into the broadcast, everyone. Tyler Kavlitz here with you, and we are set up for a good one. This Bowling Green Falcons team coming off a win in their final game of non-conference play against Aquinas College, get back on the right track to finish non-conference play 5-7. They have one of their biggest tests of the season up right now with the Akron Zips. Coming into this one just 7-5, but don't let the record fool you. They are the reigning Mid-American Conference tournament champions, and they are led by arguably the best head coach in the Mid-American Conference in John Gross. This will be the 74th all-time meeting between these two teams. This is a series that dates back all the way to 1938. Akron won that first contest, and for the most part, they have controlled this series. They lead it all-time 45-28, and they've won the past 5 contests against the Bowling Green Falcons. They haven't had as much success here in the Stroh Center, just 16-16 against the Orange and Brown when playing in Bowling Green, but John Gross has had that success against Bowling Green. He is 10-3 against the Falcons during his time at Akron. Of course, he coached Ohio at one point, so he has faced Bowling Green quite a bit throughout his coaching career. But Akron doesn't come into this one on the biggest tear of the season. They've lost 3 of their past 4 games. Their last one, a 1-point loss to Princeton, 76-75. They didn't play terrible in that one, just weren't able to do enough at the end of the game. But they are a very solid team this season. Looking at them specifically, we'll dive a little bit into it. You look at some of the numbers for Akron. They are one of the top high-powered offenses in this Mid-American Conference. They average 80.7 points per game. That's second best in the conference, 75th in the nation. They are one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. They shoot just 34.8%, but they shoot threes a lot. About 32 of them attempted per game. That is tops in the MAC, 7th most in the country. They also hit just over 11 three-pointers a game, second best mark in the MAC, 9th best mark in the country. Also a dominant rebounding team. They grab 40 boards a game. That's once again tops in the MAC and 30th in the nation. Especially dominant on the offensive glass. They average 13.5 offensive rebounds through non-conference play this season. One more strength for this Akron team, which is going to be something that is going to be a little tough for Bowling Green, still a little thin due to injuries. We'll get into that when we go to the Bowling Green side of this pregame. Akron has a lot of scoring off their bench. The Zips have 32 points per game coming from the bench. They're non-starters. That leads the MAC once again, another MAC leading stat there, and 26th in the nation. Their defense is also pretty solid. Nothing crazy standing out, but they don't really have a glaring hole in that defense. Some guys to look out for on this Akron team. Tavari Johnson is a big name that stands out. He leads this Zips team with 12.8 points per game. He has scored double-digit points in 6 of his last 9 contests. Also looking up and down this roster, Nate Johnson, 3rd season here at Akron, the redshirt junior guard from Liberty Township, Ohio. He averages just under 12 a game, leads this Akron team in assists. He's actually 4th in the MAC in assists, 3.5 of them per game. He is probably the top defender on this Akron team, 7th in steals in the MAC. He has 18 of them this season. But looking over toward Bowling Green, we will do that in just a second after we come back. National Anthem set to play here in the Stroh Center. We'll come back, go over Bowling Green, some final previews for this contest. Bowling Green men's basketball up against Akron in their MAC opener. You're listening to this on Falcon Radio.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom now.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Falcon Radio is streaming live on bgfalconmedia.com. Falcon Radio is a student-operated radio.
Sir, I'm not surprised by that at all. Well, then maybe you'll be surprised by this.
Telephone number is 419-372-9325.
He's got to keep living, man. Livin.
Falcon Radio. For Falcons, by Falcons.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me. And believe it or not, they really do make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for talking and preparing me for what's ahead.
Thank you for talking.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Along with some students being absent here at the Stroh Center, the Bowling Green Marching Band also absent here today. Filling in for them, North Baltimore High School Band didn't do too bad of a job there on the national anthem, if I say so myself. But went over the Akron Zips last time we were on here for the pregame show between Bowling Green and Akron. MAC opener for both of these teams, their first matchups in the new year 2025. Now looking over at Bowling Green, they're trying to chase a little bit of recent history in this one. A BG win here today would mark their first win over Akron, of course, in a few years since 2021, their first home win over the Zips since 2020. But possibly more importantly, it would give BG a 1-0 start in MAC play for the third straight season. That would be the first time since they started 1-0 in MAC play 5 straight seasons, from the 2004-05 season to the 2008-09 campaign. It would also make Coach Todd Simon the first BG head coach since Lewis Orr in the 2007-08 and 2008-09 seasons to win their MAC opener in their first 2 seasons as Bowling Green head coach. But looking through some of the stats for this Bowling Green team, the major one on offense that sticks out for the Falcons is their free throw shooting. They are a team that Akron's going to try to keep from that line. They shoot 80.2% from the charity stripe as a group. That leads the MAC and is 11th in the nation. They're also a decently powered offense. They score 78.4 points per game, just a couple shy of Akron and ranking 4th in the conference. Defense is solid like Akron's. Nothing really standing out there. The main storyline for this Bowling Green team all season, there's really been 2. One has been consistency. They've only put together back-to-back wins 1 time this season. A win here today against Akron would mark the 2nd time they've done it this year. But the other possibly more important storyline for this team has been the health and availability of much of their roster. Looking down the lineup here today, Elijah Demp still away from the team, the freshman guard. Tragedy happening within his family before the season. He is still not with the group. Dejon Humphrey is still out indefinitely with an undisclosed injury. Yusef Yo-Yo Kayat, he was not seen wearing a boot or any visible brace today, but he is still listed as out indefinitely with a lower body injury. He hasn't played since early in the season, suffering an injury during one of Bowling Green's games. Braylon Green, who left one of the more recent games for Bowling Green against St. Thomas on December 21st, looked like a knee injury for him in that one. He didn't play in the next game. He looks to be good to go here. He was warming up in pregame warm-ups, so we'll see if he is used today. That is all of the injured players for Bowling Green And then you get to Sam Towns, who is that fourth currently out for the Falcons. He's possibly the biggest missed Falcon. A starter for Bowling Green, one of the more veteran players on this team, third season with the Falcons. He is the main rebounder for Bowling Green. And ever since he's been out since November 23rd against Bellarmine, that is something that Bowling Green has struggled with, is that rebounding. So the Bowling Green team coming onto the court. Akron still just a few minutes away from coming out. We're going to step aside for a few minutes. When we come back, we will have first tip here between the Akron Zips and the Bowling Green Falcons. This is the MAC opener for both teams here on Falcon Radio.
If you suffer from COPD symptoms like shortness of breath and fatigue, where do you turn? There are medications and oxygen, but do you know about pulmonary rehab? 3 out of 5 COPD patients have never heard of it. Pulmonary rehab is an exercise, education, and support program that gives you tools to manage your condition, and Medicare typically pays for it. So whether it's grocery shopping on your own or just walking across the room, pulmonary rehab can help you. Visit livebetter.org to find out about your options for pulmonary rehab today.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. We form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The discoveries made by LLS-supported research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14,
31, 13. We
took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
Realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
I'm Surgeon General Jerome Adams. If you've recovered from COVID-19 confirmed by a positive test, you're in a special position to help us fight the virus. Your plasma has antibodies that may help others fight COVID. So please donate plasma now. You can literally help save lives. There are locations across the country that have safe ways for you to donate. Find a site to donate your plasma at coronavirus.gov.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services at taxpayer expense.
Hey. Oh, hey, Deb. I thought you were the radon test guys.
The who test guys?
Didn't you see the papers Sunday? The Surgeon General issued another lung cancer warning.
Oh, like the cigarette warning?
Yeah. They're saying we have to get our houses tested for radon.
I don't smell any radon in my house.
That's because radon is an odorless, colorless, tasteless gas that seeps into your house from underground.
Does this story have a happy ending?
Yeah. You'll be a lot happier once you get your house tested.
Were you born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you could still have hepatitis C, a serious disease that's a leading cause of liver cancer. If you were born from 1945 to 65, you should get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments can cure this disease. Talk to your doctor about getting tested. A message from the CDC. Did you know that people born from 1945 to 1965 have the highest rates of hepatitis C, but most don't know they're infected? People can live for decades without symptoms, but over time, hepatitis C can cause serious health problems, including liver damage and even liver cancer. If you were born from 1945 to 1965, the CDC recommends that you get a blood test for hepatitis C. So talk to your doctor about getting tested. It could save your life. A message from the CDC.
This is Jay Crawford, former ESPN SportsCenter anchor and proud former member of the BGRSO sports organization right here. You're listening to 88.1 FM, WBGU HD1 and HD2, broadcasting more games than any other student-run organization in the country.
Starting lineups getting started here. Getting introduced inside the Stroh Center. Bowling Green, Akron set to battle here in the first MAC game for both teams. First one of the new year for them, looking to start off the 2025 calendar with a win. Tyler Kavlitz here on the broadcast here on Falcon Radio. Bowling Green could really use a win in this one, would really help their momentum this season. They're a team, as I mentioned in the Bowling Green part of the pregame show, they've only put together back-to-back wins one time this season. Akron's had a lot of success recently, quite the amount of success, actually, the past 3 seasons under John Gross. You look at those past 3 seasons, they're 70-32 overall with a 40-16 record in the MAC. Pure dominance over the past 3 seasons for Akron under John Gross. 4 of their past 5 seasons for the Zips have been 20-plus win campaigns. Obviously, Bowling Green coming off a 20-win campaign in the first season under head coach Todd Simon last year. As the video plays for Bowling Green, their starting lineup's just about to get introduced. We'll go over some key players to watch one more time. Tavari Johnson for Akron, as we mentioned, leading scorer for the Zips. He averages 12.8 points per game, and Nate Johnson averages just about 12 points a game, leads the team in assists. Those are 2 guys to look out for Akron. For Bowling Green, keep an eye on Javante Campbell. The JUCO transfer has been dominant for Bowling Green on both sides of the ball this season. He is a pickpocketer on defense. 41 steals this year, leads the MAC and is 3rd in the nation. He's actually 2nd in the country in steals per game. He's had 23 steals in the past 5 games. And then Marcus Johnson leads this Falcons team in scoring, 17.2 points per game. Starting lineups are in, though, for both teams. For Bowling Green, it's going to be Trey Thomas, the senior guard from Toronto, Canada. He'll be joined by Derek Butler, the senior guard from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jemai Felt in the starting lineup for the 5th time this season, 6'10", redshirt freshman forward from Boston, Massachusetts. Javante Campbell obviously gets the start, Muskogee, Oklahoma native, the junior guard. And rounding out that starting 5, Marcus Johnson, 6'7", 265-pound senior forward from Akron, Ohio. No real surprises. For Akron, it'll be Amani Lyles, 6'7", junior forward. Joining him will be Isaiah Gray, 6'3" guard. Alongside of them, Marvin Musim Kamali will be in that starting 5. Nate Johnson and then Tavari Johnson rounding that out. Bowling Green in their white jerseys with orange lettering and numbering. BGSU across the front of the jerseys. Akron is going to be wearing their blue jerseys with some gold trim down the sides. Gold Akron across the chest with gold numbers. Bowling Green going to be going from left to right, Akron right to left on your radio dials. Jemai Felt tipping off here with Amani Lyles. Bowling Green will win the tip. We are underway here at the Stroh Center in the MAC opener for both these teams. Trey Thomas passes off to Derek Butler, right wing. Butler, top of the key, Jemai Felt. Felt over to Javante Campbell. Campbell working on Isaiah Gray, gets around baseline, out to Marcus Johnson. He'll pull the 3 on the far side wing. Will not go, bounces over top off the rim, over top of the backboard. Out of bounds, Akron will take possession. Bowling Green trying to get Campbell and Johnson started early. Tavari Johnson with the ball. Working right side. Inside on Trey Thomas. That's pickpocketed away. Marcus Johnson comes up with it. Up to Campbell. Campbell goes up. Going to be blocked, but there's a foul called. Javante Campbell will go to the line for 2. Akron doing a good job getting back there on the fast break. They do commit the foul, though. Javante Campbell to the line for 2 free throws. He's been solid at the line so far this season, 78.7% from the charity stripe. Hits the first. Bowling Green gets the first lead of this one. 38 seconds into the contest. Campbell goes 1 for 2 from the line, rebounded by Imani Lyles. Up to Hardman. Gray with it, right wing. Looks like he traveled there, no foul called. Going to be up to Tavari Johnson. Now it's going to be swung out of bounds off Bowling Green. Trying to get it to Nate Johnson in the corner. Akron will maintain possession. Inside here to Gray. He's going to go up with the left hand. Will not get it off the inbound. Jemai Felt with the rebound. Up to Marcus Johnson. Bowling Green leading 1-0. 1 minute into this one. Derek Butler, step back three. Near side wing. Derek Butler hits it. They're going to call it a 2. Say his foot was on the line. So 3-0 Bowling Green. Rebound. A layup here missed by Imani Lyles. Isaiah Gray tried to come up with the rebound. Could not get it. Akron got the offensive rebound, kicked it out to Nate Johnson. He misses a 3. Bowling Green will take it the other way. Marcus Johnson with it, working around Jemai Felt's screen. Inside to Felt. Felt goes up for the layup, will not get it. Foul called, though. Bowling Green aggressive here early. Akron's been a little inefficient. Haven't gotten many opportunities, though. Bowling Green looking like a team that is hungry for a win early in this one. Jemai Felt to the line for Bowling Green. 61.5% on the season, 8 for 13 overall from the line. He hits the first. Last game for Felt against Aquinas, he had 13 points, 11 rebounds. His first double-double of his collegiate career. First double-double for the Falcons this season. He is a great story for Bowling Green. Redshirted the past 2 years with 2 knee injuries, back in action on the court for Bowling Green here this season. Hits both from the line. Bowling Green leading 5-0, 18:30 to go in the first half. Isaiah Gray with it to Imani Lyles. Going to be knocked away from Campbell. Lyles will keep it, but it's going to go out of bounds off of Seth Wilson. Newly checked in Seth Wilson. He checked in for Kamali. Tried to save that one off the pass from Lyles after it was tipped by Campbell, but he knocked it out of bounds. Bowling Green leading 5-0 here early, approaching 18 minutes to play in the first half. Trey Thomas with it, off to Marcus Johnson, near side wing. Johnson back to Thomas, top of the key. Thomas working in from the midcourt logo, passes it off to left to Javante Campbell. Now corner to Felt, back to Campbell, back to Thomas. He retreats back to the midcourt logo. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas makes his move, coming inside, gets inside and gets the layup to go. 7-0, Bowling Green leads early. Gray with it, working to his right side, cut off by Campbell. Has the retreat and pass it back out to Tavari Johnson. Back to Gray. Gray now to Seth Wilson. He'll pull a 3, will not go. Rebounded by Javante Campbell. Campbell back to Thomas. Now to Johnson. Deep 3 by Marcus Johnson. He hit it. Bowling Green up 10-0 to start this one over Akron. John Gross calls a timeout. What a start by the Falcons. We will take a quick break with them. Bowling Green, 10-0 early lead for the Falcons. 17:22 to go in the first half. Tyler Kavlitz here on Falcon Radio.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
What a start for Bowling Green. 10-0 lead over Akron, approaching 3 minutes played here in this one. Marcus Johnson with a deep 3 here. That forced John Gross to take a timeout. Back underway. Seth Wilson pulls a 3 from the right side. Will not go for Akron. They are still scoreless, have not hit a shot. 0 for 5 from the field. some different lineups out there for these teams. Isaiah Gray still out there along with Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson. Those are the only starters still in the game for Akron. Seth Wilson and James Okonkwo, their leading rebounder, 8.5 rebounds per game, one of the top rebounders in the MAC, into the game. Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Javante Campbell, Marcus Johnson, and newly checked in Wilkins Exact Jr. into the game. Wilkins Jr. Exact. This one passed out. Going to be miscommunication. Javante Campbell running into Exact. Looked like there. Marcus Johnson trying to feed in the pass through. Fell into the baseline area, out of bounds. Tavari Johnson with it for Akron. We're going to have a whistle here. He was trying to get it inside to Okonkwo. Looks like Shama Scott and another zip ready to check in here. Tavari Johnson will go off along with Isaiah Gray. Shama Scott and Sharon Young into the game for Akron. Sharon Young inbounds. Nate Johnson with it, thought about a deep three, now working inside on Thomas. Butler tried to steal it away. Johnson spins out, goes up strong over Marcus Johnson. First points of the game for Akron come with just over 16 minutes remaining. Trey Thomas on the other side. Corner three goes. Bowling Green's lead back up to 11, 13-2. Scott with it. Off here to Young. He misses a three. Rebounded by Exact. We're going to have a foul called. It'll stay Bowling Green ball. Exact came down with it hard. We'll see who they assign that foul to. It'll go on Seth Wilson fighting for the ball. But we have reached the under 16 media timeout with 16 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half. Bowling Green out to an early lead, 13-2 over the Akron Zips. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom now.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Back here for Bowling Green men's basketball against Akron. MAC opener for both of these teams. Bowling Green with an early lead, 13-2 over the defending MAC tournament champion, Akron Zips. John Gross called an early timeout. He gets a media timeout here to try to bring his team back into this one, but Bowling Green has been as aggressive as I have seen them early in this one. Slow starts have been an Achilles heel for this Falcons team, not affecting them here today. They've had, I believe, just 3 games in the past 3 weeks for this Bowling Green team, so they've had time to rest up and prepare for this one. Both teams still in their huddles here. Akron coming back out onto the court. Bowling Green still in theirs. On the court for Akron, it'll be Okonkwo, Hardman, Sharon Young, Shama Scott. Can't get a good view on who that fifth will be just yet. Looks like it'll be Nate Johnson. So only one starter on the floor for Akron. For Bowling Green, it'll be Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Marcus Johnson, Jemai Felt, and Wilkins Jr. Exact. Actually, it would not be Felt. Felt goes back to the bench. It'll be Javante Campbell on the floor. Johnson inbounds to Campbell. Under 16 minutes to play here in the first half. Bowling Green leading Akron 13-2. Tyler Kavlitz here with you on Falcon Radio. Javante Campbell with it. Finds his way inside past Okonkwo. Nice nifty moves to get inside, and he'll get fouled by Okonkwo. He'll go to the line for the second time in this one. Javante Campbell was making a move inside, then outside, back inside, outside, finally committed inside. Able to get the 6'8", 240-pound Okonkwo heavy on his feet. Wasn't able to react fast enough. The quick Javante Campbell working inside to draw the foul. He hits that from the line, 2 for 3 now from the charity stripe here today. Campbell hits both. Bowling Green's lead up to 15-2. Sharon Young brings the ball up the court for Akron. 2023-2024 Gatorade West Virginia Player of the Year at Morgantown High School. This one going to be picked away, but Okonkwo takes it right back. Finds an open Shema Scott under the rim, and he gets the layup to go. 15-4, Bowling Green leads, 15.5 to play. Marcus Johnson with it, back up to Campbell, top of the key. Campbell guarded by Scott. Over to Butler. Derek Butler works around a Marcus Johnson screen, working baseline, inside, layup goes. He once again got past Okonkwo. Bowling Green attacking Okonkwo down low early. Now working inside Nate Johnson, good defense by Exact. Not able to get it, and then he throws it off of Okonkwo. Tough couple minutes for James Okonkwo. Bowling Green will keep possession. Jemai Felt checks onto the floor for Exact. Okonkwo goes off for Akron. Late substitution for him will be Amani Lyles. Lyles is a good interior defender. Okonkwo also is. Combined, they have 20 blocks this season. Braylon Green into the game for Bowling Green. First time playing here for Green since he left against St. Thomas on December 21st with an injury. He's going to draw a foul here on Sharon Young. Young getting a little aggressive on defense. If you're keeping track at home, that's now 5 personal fouls for Akron, just 1 for Bowling Green here early. Falcons have been efficient from the floor, 5 for 6 overall, 2 for 3 from deep. Akron just 2 for 9 overall, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. Trey Thomas with it, working inside. Out to Green. Green working inside, drew contact, did not go. Offensive rebound bound by Felt, missed the shot. But he gets his own rebound after that. Ball finds Green, near side wing, did not get the 3 to go. After 3 shots in that possession, Bowling Green can't find the bottom of the net. Akron takes over possession. Scott with it, working inside. Gonna throw this one over in the direction of Sharon Young. That one finds its way about 3 rows into the stands. Completely overthrew Sharon Young. Looked like he was making a move the opposite direction of the pass anyways. Big miscommunication by Akron on that one. Javante Campbell with the ball for Bowling Green. Over to Derek Butler. Butler pulls the 3. Bounces in and out, will not go. Shema Scott with the ball for Akron. To Sharon Young, top the key, back to Scott. Left wing, pulls a triple, off front iron. Braylon Green with the rebound for Bowling Green. Green pushing the pace, cutting through the Akron defense, finds his way inside, now kicks out to Trey Thomas. Thomas a deep 3, off back rim, does not go. Offensive rebound by Derek Butler. Gives it off to Green, back to Thomas. He'll reset the offense at the midcourt logo. Thomas working around the screen, out to Green, far side corner, does not go. Offensive rebound by Jemai Felt. Bowling Green dominating the glass here early. Derek Butler with it, he's going to drive inside, and we're going to have a charging called on Derek Butler. Lowered his shoulder a little too aggressive, trying to work the baseline. Bowling Green with 10 rebounds here early compared to Akron's 5. 3 offensive boards, Akron with just 1. Bowling Green has as many three-pointers made as Akron does overall field goals currently. The Falcons lead the Zips 17-4, just approaching 13 minutes to play here in the first half at the Stroh Center. Tavari Johnson back into the game with the ball. Johnson worked on by Javante Campbell. Now hands this one off to newly checked in Bowen Hardman, and he hits a tough three, top of the key. First triple of the day for Akron. They've cut the deficit back down to 10, 17-7, under 13 to play. Marcus Johnson with the ball, working on Isaiah Gray. Johnson backing down the significantly smaller Gray. Fadeaway J comes up short. Air ball there by Marcus Johnson. Don't see that too often from the 6'7" forward. Working inside now is Tavari Johnson. He's going to get blocked. It's going to find its way back into the hands of Shama Scott. He'll miss a triple. Marcus Johnson comes up with a rebound this time. We're going to have a whistle. Not sure what it's about here. It's going to be Akron ball. Not exactly sure what the whistle was about. Believe it was a travel there of Marcus Johnson. Got the rebound, but that mistake will give Akron the ball back. Tavari Johnson inbound for the Zips. Gives it to Bowen Hardman. He slides it over to Nate Johnson. Johnson off to Gray. Isaiah Gray over to Tavari Johnson. Tavari Johnson hits the triple. Corner three there for Tavari Johnson. And just like that, Bowling Green's lead, which at one point was 13 points, is down to 7, 17-10. Under 12 minutes to play here. Next stoppage will bring us our under 12 media timeout. Braylon Green misses the layup inside there. And Okonkwo forces a jump ball. So that will lead us to that next stoppage. Bowling Green leads Akron 17-10, 11:49 to play in the first half. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Everybody buckle up.
Mom.
Buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Mom,
buckle
can we get
up.
some ice cream?
Everybody, buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but you're in control. So only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Back here at the Stroh Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University. Tyler Cavlett's here with you on Falcon Radio. Bowling Green out to a 7-point lead now over Akron. Was 13 at one point. 17-10, 11:49 to play in the first half. Bowling Green jumped out in front early in this one, leading 10-0 at 1 point. Best start of the season, arguably, for this Falcons team. They have been a slow starting team for most of the season. This is a good sign for Falcon fans. John Gross has made some adjustments, though. This Akron team has gone back into this one. Still a long ways to play. Over 30 minutes of action, in fact, here in store at the Stroh Center on the Bill Frack court. Some stats up to this point. Bowling Green 5 for 14 from the field. They've cooled off. 2 for 7 from deep. They've hit 5 of their 6 free throws. Akron has yet to get to the free throw line. The Zips are 4 for 14 from the field. Just 2 for 8 from deep. Bowling Green leads and rebounds 13-7. 4 offensive boards compared to Akron's 1. Bowling Green has had a little bit of a turnover bug past few minutes. 5 turnovers, Akron with 4. But Akron committing a lot more fouls, 5 compared to Bowling Green's 2. Trey Thomas leads all scorers with 5 points. Jemai Felt leading all rebounders with 5 early boards in 5 minutes of court. Isaiah Gray with it, working right side. Going to have a travel here by Isaiah Gray. Lost the dribble, trying to get it back, traveled in the process. Good defense by Trey Thomas on the switch. Marcus Johnson, Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Braylon Green, Wilkins Jr. exact on the court for Bowling Green. Isaiah Gray, Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson, Hardman, and Okonkwo on the court for Akron. Exact with it, off to Green. Green, down low to Johnson. Marcus Johnson trying to spin around. Okonkwo gets double teamed, passes it to Wilkins. Now outside to Derek Butler. Air ball 3, came up way short on that attempt. Hardman hits the floor. Actually, apologies, that's Isaiah Gray hits the floor. And we have a whistle. Marcus Johnson going to get assigned the foul. That will be his first personal. Actually, apologies, that is his second personal. One of 2 players with 2 fouls. The other is Kamali for Akron. He's played limited minutes, just 2, due to those 2 early fouls. Tavari Johnson with the ball, guarded by Trey Thomas. Johnson working inside. Braylon Green almost pickpocketed it. Back outside to Hardman. Now over to Isaiah Gray, left wing. Gray working inside. Now passes it into the corner for Tavari Johnson. Johnson working inside. Now 2 on the shot clock. Has to get one up. Mid-range jumper goes. Tavari Johnson right in front of the Bowling Green bench. Derek Butler with it, working inside. Butler puts up an acrobatic layup. Does not go. Pulls down his own offensive rebound. Goes up again and draws the foul. Shot will not fall, but Derek Butler goes to the line for 2. Bowling Green ahead, 17-12, 10:28 to play here in the first half. 6th team foul by Akron. Derek Butler at the line. Misses the first one short off front iron. Just his 6th miss on 28 attempts so far this season. Derek Butler has been great the past 8 games, averaging 18.4 points per game, shooting 48% from the field and just under 42% from deep over those past 8 games. Makes the second one though, 1 for 2 trip to the line for Derek Butler that time. 18-12, Bowling Green's lead now. 10.5 minutes to play, first half. Bowling Green coming into this one 5-7. Akron the opposite record, 7-5. Nate Johnson with it, working inside. Campbell almost poked it away. Did touch it, so Johnson gets his dribble back. He'll pass it out to Isaiah Gray. Back to Johnson in the corner. Guarded by Derek Butler. Goes up strong, blocked away by Jemai Felt. Exact comes up with the ball, up ahead to Javante Campbell. He's going to be blocked. Blocked there by Amani Lyles. Back-to-back blocks for Bowling Green and Akron. On the other side, Hardman pulls a 3, does not go. Offensive rebound by Lyles. And we're going to have a whistle. And I believe a foul here on, we'll see who they assign it to, on Wilkins Jr. exact. That will be his first of the game. Both teams tightening up on defense over the past few minutes. Inbound to Amani Lyles. Lyles guarded by Felt, brings it back up to the top to Nate Johnson. Johnson thought about pulling it. Back up top to Amani Lyles. Lyles into the corner here for Tavari Johnson. 3 rattles out. Trey Thomas with the ball. Kicks it up to Derek Butler. Butler working across the free throw line. Over to Wilkins Jr. exact. Back to Butler, now to Thomas. Thomas resets the offense at the midcourt logo. He'll work around a Jemai Felt screen. Look to get back to Felt. Instead, cut it across the court to Javante Campbell, who misses an open three. Akron will take it the other way. Tavari Johnson with it. Far side wing. Johnson trying to work around Trey Thomas. Thomas sticks to him, but doesn't matter. Tavari Johnson hits the jumper over top the Canadian. And Akron is within 4 points, 18-14. Thomas with it off to Wilkins. Back to Thomas. Now over to Derek Butler. He'll pull a triple off back iron. Tavari Johnson doing it all for Akron. Gets the rebound. He's their leading scorer with 7 points. Actually the leading scorer in this one. Kicks it over to Isaiah Gray. Guarded by Exact. Gray working inside the paint area. Gets around Exact. Gets the layup to go. Akron's within 2. 18-16. Forces Bowling Green and Todd Simon to call a timeout. 8:25 left to go in the first half of this one, and Akron is back within 2 points, 18-16. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
They say singing can help you remember things, so here's some tips for parents out there during these tough times.
Number 1.
Make sure your kids wash their hands for 20 seconds after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside.
2.
Virtual play dates. Social and physical distancing can help save lives.
3.
Tell them they're safe and show your love and pride. Yes, we'll get through this together. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
A 14-3 run for Akron over the past 7 minutes. Bowling Green's gone scoreless for 2+ minutes, and that results in Akron being right back into this one. After Bowling Green had gone out to an early 13-point advantage, Akron is within 2. The Zips trail the Falcons just 18-16. 8:25 remaining here in the first half. It's been an exciting one so far. Bowling Green's cooled down significantly from the field. They started red hot. They are now shooting just 26.3% from the hardwood, 5 for 19, just 2 for 10 from deep, 6 for 8 from the line. Akron still yet to reach the free throw line. They are also 2 for 10 on three-pointers, and their field goal percentage clip a bit higher than Bowling Green's now, about 9 percentage points higher. 35%, 7 for 20 overall. Bowling Green still controlling the boards, 16-12, leading in rebounds, leading that offensive board category at 5-2. Shema Scott going to be back on the court here for Akron. We'll see once this loads who's going to join him. Todd Simon calling that timeout there moments ago, trying to get this Bowling Green team back to the early game form where they were controlling every facet of this game. John Gross has made some adjustments, and they have worked. Gross, successful, very successful coaching career, 327, 217 overall. Two-time MAC tournament champion. He's led his teams to 7 regular season and 9 conference tournament championships. Wilkins Jr. Exact working inside here, going to get blocked by a couple of Zips. Nate Johnson will take it the other way. Johnson off to Young. Young working inside. He's going to shuffle his feet. That'll be a traveling violation there on Akron. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first half. 18-16, Bowling Green leads Akron. Javante Campbell with the ball. Drops it off to Preston Squire. First action for him in this one. Derek Butler with it. Back to Squire, top of the key. Falcons down to 10 on the shot clock. Exact with it. Back to Thomas. 5 on the shot clock. Thomas working to his right side. 3, 2. Dribbles inside. Puts up a floater off the glass. That goes. 20-16. Bowling Green leads. Shema Scott with it. Working inside over Campbell. Comes up short. Forced possession there by Akron. Exact comes up with a rebound. Trey Thomas takes over possession for the Falcons. Thomas slowing things down for Bowling Green, setting up a play. Pull-up triple here. Rainbows in. Bounced off front iron 2 or 3 times, hit back iron once, and finally fell in. That one touched the clouds. High arcing 3-point shot there by Trey Thomas. Bowling Green's lead to 23-16. Under 7 minutes to play in the first half. Seth Wilson with it. Off to Amani Lyles. Lyles kicks it corner. Sharon Young, 3 rattles out. Offensive rebound, though, for Akron by Wilson. Kick it to the corner to Wilson. Wilson misses a 3-pointer. The Zips struggles from deep continue. That one going to be knocked out of bounds off of Trey Thomas, trying to secure the rebounds. Akron will maintain possession, I should say. Inbound here to Okonkwo. Going to be a kicked ball there. Sharon Young trying to get it back to Okonkwo. Trey Thomas, the first scorer in double digits here in this one. 10 points, 4 for 5 shooting, 2 for 3 from deep. Isaiah Gray with it off the inbound. To Shema Scott. Over to Wilson. Now to Sharon Young. Young back to Wilson. Now over to Scott. Scott gets double teamed. Thomas backs off back to Gray. Gray with it, working around Thomas, trying to spin move. Trying to kick it back out. Javante Campbell knocks it away. And that's going to be a foul on Javante Campbell. Referee going to say he hit his wrist. Bowling Green bench did not like that call. Scott with it. 15 on the reset shot clock. To Okonkwo. Slides it over to Wilson. Corner 3 goes for Seth Wilson. 23-19, Bowling Green's lead down to 4. They've led the entire way so far. 5:40 remaining in the first half. Braylon Green with the ball. Green works inside. Easy layup for Braylon Green, showing his speed getting around Sharon Young to get to the rim. Young with it on the other end, tries to kick it out, knocked away by Campbell. Ball goes up in the air. Shema Scott comes up with it. Scott to Isaiah Gray. Gray working on Campbell. Thomas almost knocks it away on the double team. To Wilson, back out to Sharon Young. Sharon Young pulls a triple, that goes. Akron heating up from deep, back-to-back triples for the Zips. 25-22, Bowling Green's lead with 5 minutes to go. Offense is starting to heat up as we approach the home stretch of this first half. Braylon Green with the ball, guarded by Shema Scott. Working into the painted area. Green puts up a shot, layup, rims out. Scott will bring it up the other way for Akron. Gonna have a blocking foul called here on Green. Scott ran into a brick wall and Braylon Green hit the deck. And they're gonna say Green's feet were not set. That will be Braylon Green's first personal foul. Nobody in foul trouble just yet. Marcus Johnson with 2 for Bowling Green. Okonkwo and Kamali with 2 each for the Zips. Todd Simon in his orange suit having a discussion with one of the officials here. On the other side, John Gross going with his traditional bluish vest and the long sleeve white shirt. Both of these coaches very vocal early on. Tavari Johnson with the ball for Akron. Gives it off here to Bowen Hardman, who hits his second triple of the game. Both triples, fairly deep shots. Very quick and fluid release for Bowen Hardman. He played the past 2 seasons at Ohio State. He's now made a 3-pointer in 6 straight games. Coming into this one, 67 of his 73 shots this season have been from beyond the arc. He is a 3-point marksman. Jemai Felt with it. 3 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Green. He misses a straight-up triple. Okonkwo with the rebound. Gives it off to Isaiah Gray. Working inside, gets double-teamed. He's going to shuffle his feet, trying to pass it out to Okonkwo. That will be a travel, and we will reach the final media timeout of the first half. This one knotted up at 25 between Bowling Green and Akron in their first MAC contest of the season. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Back here at the Stroh Center, currently in the final media timeout of the first half. Bowling Green, Akron knotted up at 25 apiece. 3:38 to play here in this first half. Been an exciting one so far. Bowling Green got off to a hot start. Akron battled back, and now both teams have been trading shots back and forth over the past couple of minutes. Trey Thomas leading scorer in this one so far, only player in double digits on either side. He has 10 points, 4 for 5 shooting, 2 for 3 from deep. Tavari Johnson is Akron's leading scorer with 7, 3 for 6 from the field for Johnson. Jemai Felt the leading rebounder in this one with 5. Wilkins Jr. exact for Bowling Green. Amani Lyles and James Okonkwo for Akron all have 4 rebounds apiece. For Bowling Green, it'll be Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Jemai Felt, Javante Campbell, and Braylon Green on the court. Akron goes with Amani Lyles, Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson, Shema Scott, and Bowen Hardman on the hardwood. Trey Thomas with it for Bowling Green. Trying to work baseline, now baseline jumper goes. Tough fadeaway J for Trey Thomas, but he buries it. Now 5 for 6 from the field, up to 12 points. His season high in a game this year is 17, coming in the first contest of the season against Southern Miss. Hardman with it, top of the key, thought about a 3, passes it off to Johnson. Now to Lyles, back to Davari Johnson. Johnson works inside. Free throw line jumper does not go. Some contact by Campbell, but no whistle. Johnson hit the deck trying to sell it to no avail of the officials. Braylon Green working around a screen here. Passes it off to Trey Thomas, who stays red hot. Nails a triple. Thomas up to 15. He's hit 3 3-pointers in the first half. Blocked on the other end by Jemai Felt. Shema Scott trying to go for a layup. Felt with his second rejection of the game. Ties a season high for blocks for Jemai Felt. He's up to 12 on the season. This Bowling Green bench is coming alive. Sam Towns, Dejon Humphrey, Yusef Kayat, all in street clothes. But they are hyping up this Bowling Green team from the bench. Key veterans for this Falcons team. Nate Johnson with the ball. All by himself in the corner, pulls a triple, rattles out, rebounded by Javante Campbell. Trey Thomas, Derek Butler lagging behind the play. They get back into action now. Thomas gets the ball. 15 first half points for Trey Thomas. He's 6 for 7 from the field, 3 for 4 from deep. Heat check time for Trey Thomas. Step back jumper does not go off front rim. Deep pass here up to Shama Scott. Overshoots him. That's going to be a turnover by James Okonkwo. Apologies, Nate Johnson on the pass. His first turnover of the game. Bowling Green, their lead back out to 5. A 5-0 run for them over the past 2 minutes plus. 2 minutes to play here in the first half at the Stroh Center. 30-25, Bowling Green leads. Thomas with the ball, guarded by Tavari Johnson. Gives it off here to Campbell. We're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul on Preston Square. Illegal screen set by the sophomore. Akron will get the ball back. 1:40 to play in the first half. They trail by 5. Both teams looking to open up conference play and 2025 with a victory. Tavari Johnson gets it inside to Amani Lyles down low. He's going to get fouled going up for an acrobatic layup. Braylon Green going to be assigned the foul, his second. For those keeping track at home, Marcus Johnson, Braylon Green, both with 2 fouls for Bowling Green. And Kamali and James Okonkwo with 2 each for Akron. Amani Lyles goes to the free throw line. Even 50%, 6 for 12 on the season from the charity stripe. Hits that one. He's improved greatly from last season. This year versus last year, he has increased his scoring over 4 points per game, 3.5 more rebounds per game, about an assist and block per game, and 1 steal per game. All of that in 8 less games so far. Hits both from the free throw line. 30-27, the new score, 1:20 remaining in the first half. Exact with the ball, guarded by Gray. Gives it off to Trey Thomas. Thomas thought about a step back triple, did not pull it. Gives it off to Derek Butler, who works baseline for the layup. 32-27, Bowling Green leads. A minute to play here in the first half at the Stroh Center. Tavari Johnson with the ball, gives it off to Isaiah Gray in the corner. Close out by Preston Squire, not quick enough. Gray hits that three-pointer, 32-30, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Bowling Green still leading. Akron has not led in this one. Javante Campbell with the ball, working inside. Heavily contested layup, does not go. Akron with a chance for their first lead here in this possession. Shama Scott with the ball. Double teamed by Preston Squire, and Exact Squire will trail off. Gives it to the other side to Tavari Johnson. Johnson now double teamed in the corner. Trap here by Bowling Green. He's going to get it out of his hands. It'll be knocked out of bounds by Bowling Green. Akron will maintain possession with 10 on the shot clock. Some defensive help going to come in here for Bowling Green with 11.9 seconds on the game clock. About 2 seconds of separation between game and shot clock. Jemai Felt returning into the game for Preston Squire. Bowen Hardman gets the pass out to him. Now gives it off to Amani Lyles. Three-pointer comes up short. Rebounded by Bowling Green. Trey Thomas has 3 seconds to work with it. Down to 2, down to 1. Half-court heave by Thomas. It was... have the distance right, just a little bit offline to the right, does not go. Bowling Green heads to the locker room with a 2-point advantage over Akron here at halftime, 32-30. All in all, an excellent half of basketball for Bowling Green. You are listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, Fish Dad!
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14,
41, 31, 13. We
took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but Miss Araceli, she gave me direction.
At age 47, Marco finished his high school diploma.
50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Matt always knew he wanted to be a doctor. That's why he makes the most of every day. To study before breakfast, to work hard, to do whatever was necessary to achieve his goal. He found an answer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career that I could be proud of.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom now.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back here at the Stroh Center, Bowling Green, Ohio. Bowling Green men's basketball team leading Akron by 2 at halftime, 32-30. Tyler Kavlitz here on Falcon Radio. competitive first half of basketball. Wasn't sure we were going to get that after the first about 3 minutes of the game. Bowling Green jumped out to an early 10-0 lead, built on that to get out to 17-4 at one point, 13-point advantage. But Akron battled back. You can never count out a John Groves team, especially early in contest, and they have brought it to within a 2-point contest at halftime. Notably, Akron has not led so far. They have tied it up once, but Bowling Green has led for the majority of this contest, 91.6% of the contest, in fact, 18 minutes and 19 seconds of the 20 minutes total. At halftime, shooting numbers pretty similar for both teams. 36.7% from the field for Bowling Green, 28.6% from deep. They've hit 4 of 14, and they're 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Akron is 35.5% from the field, 33.3% from beyond the arc. They've hit 6 of their 18 3-point attempts, and they are 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Bowling Green led the rebounding battle for much of the first half. Akron has evened that up also at halftime, 20-20. Both teams equal with 5 offensive rebounds apiece. Looking at some individuals, it was the half of Trey Thomas for the Falcons. He has 15 points, just 2 off of his season high, which was 17 in the Bowling Green season opener against Southern Miss way back on November 4th. He is 6 for 8 from the field, 3 for 5 from deep. The only other 3-pointer hit for Bowling Green is Marcus Johnson. Those are his only 3 points. He's just 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from deep. Did not see much of Marcus Johnson shooting the ball in the first half, which we've gotten used to. Akron doing a good job of keeping the rock out of his hands. Jemai Felt was good for Bowling Green on the boards, 5 rebounds. Wilkins Jr. Exact also grabbing 5 for the Falcons. Exact approaching his season high is 7 rebounds. Jemai Felt also had 2 blocks, and Javante Campbell, like normal Javante Campbell does, 2 steals. He's up to 43 on the season. Keep an eye out for Javante Campbell's total steals count as we continue through this season. He sits at 43 right now. He is on pace coming into this one for 106 steals this season. That would break the Mid-American Conference record, but also BG's program record. The BG program record would be the first one to hit. That's 82 by DeMar Moore in the 1996-1997 season. Looking over on the Akron side of things, Tavari Johnson commanded most of the offense in the first half for the Zips. 7 points for the blue and gold at break. He's 3 for 7 from the field. He's hit a triple. Leads the Zips with 3 assists also. Amani Lyles, James Okonkwo leading the team with 4 rebounds apiece. Other scores in this one, Derek Butler has 7. Jemai Felt with 2. Javante Campbell with 3 and Braylon Green with 2 for Bowling Green. For the Zips, Amani Lyle has 2. Isaiah Gray with 5. Nate Johnson, Shama Scott each with 2 points. Seth Wilson, Sharon Young each with 3. And then Bowen Hardman has 2 3-pointers, his only 2 shots of this one, for a total of 6 points. We have about 5 minutes to go until second half action begins. We'll take a short break, come back for that. Tyler Kavlitz here on Falcon Radio. You're listening to BGSU men's basketball against Akron in the MAC opener.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14,
41, 31, 13. We
took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted.
I
Realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
I'm a wife.
A sister.
And a grandfather.
I'm an office clerk.
I'm a research analyst. Dance fitness instructor.
Actor.
I'm a copywriter.
I'm a veteran.
I have lupus.
Cerebral palsy.
I'm blind.
And I'm working in a job I love.
I love.
Because I was given a chance.
To contribute my skills and talents.
To show that my disability is only one part of who I am.
Who I am.
Who I am.
At work, it's what people can do that matters.
For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
The Western Scrub Jay. I was taking my science class on a virtual reality bird-watching expedition. All of a sudden, Charlie Kane shouts, "Arr! Arr!" He had spotted the elusive black swift, a bird rarely seen in the wild. For a brief moment, Charlie had not the eyes of a 9-year-old boy. He had the eyes of an eagle.
Teachers just have better work stories. Find out how creative teaching can be at teachdfw.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Testing for radon is easy. Just call 866-730-GREEN.
Make it green, green, green.
A message from the US EPA.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Standing up for what's right. Helping out when things go wrong. Seeking the truth and speaking our minds. Not just making records, but breaking them. Leading the way behind the camera, beyond the runway, and on the silver screen. Not just making our mark, but making a difference. Now that's a job for a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts, preparing girls for a lifetime of leadership.
It's hard to keep track of all the health information that comes your way, but you still want to make the right decisions. Here's an easy one. Get tested for hepatitis C. It's a leading cause of liver cancer and often has no symptoms. People born from 1945 to 1965 are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. The good news is that now it can be cured. Talk with your doctor about getting a blood test for hepatitis C. Know for sure. A message from the CDC.
Were you born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you could still have hepatitis C, a serious disease that's a leading cause of liver cancer. If you were born from 1945 to 65, you should get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments can cure this disease. Talk to your doctor about getting tested. A message from the CDC.
Just about ready to get underway for second half action between Bowling Green men's basketball and Akron here on the Bill Frack Court at the Stroh Center on the campus of BGSU. Bowling Green leads 32-30 after the first half. Both teams looking for their first conference win of the season in the first game of 2025 for these squads. For Akron, it will be Isaiah Gray, Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson, Seth Wilson, James Okonkwo out there on the court for the start of the second half. Completely different than their starting five, just 3 starters in there. Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Jemai Felt, Javante Campbell, Marcus Johnson, all 5 starters back on to start the second half for Bowling Green. Bowling Green will now be going from right to left across your radio dials. Akron left to right. Javante Campbell going to inbound it. Just about to get underway. Still waiting for that official whistle. There it is. Campbell inbounds to Trey Thomas. We are underway for the final 20 minutes of action between Bowling Green and Akron. Trey Thomas with the ball. 15 first half points for Thomas. We're going to have a whistle. Foul on Nate Johnson here. There will be a foul on Nate Johnson. Defensive foul. Early foul for Akron. Trey Thomas will inbound under the basket for Bowling Green. He'll give it inside to Derek Butler. Layup no good, but Jemai Felt comes flying in, gets the offensive board, puts it off the glass for 2 points. Okonkwo with the ball, gives it to Tavari Johnson. Now inside Isaiah Gray, got Trey Thomas the jump, goes up strong, gets 2 points for Akron. 34-32, Bowling Green leads. About 40 seconds into the second half. Trey Thomas pass to Marcus Johnson. Back to Thomas. Thought about a triple, working inside on Gray. Back outside to Marcus Johnson. Top of the key to Javante Campbell. Shot clock down to 6. Campbell working inside. Gets the layup up, does not go. Jemai Felt fights for the offensive rebound, but can't get a shot up in time. He thought that layup attempt by Campbell hit the rim. Derek Butler's going to argue it did. It did not. Went off glass, came to the other side. Good job by Jemai Felt getting the offensive rebound. Didn't have the awareness, though, to get a shot up in time. Akron with a chance to tie it up for the second time here today or take their first lead of the game. Tavari Johnson with the ball. Gives it off Seth Wilson. Fadeaway 3, top of the key, will not go. A little bit short. Isaiah Gray has the ball. Now back to Wilson. Misses another 3-pointer. He has struggled from deep. 1 for 5 from deep so far. On the other side, Javante Campbell working inside. Takes the contact, makes the layup, and one opportunity for Campbell upcoming. Couple tough possessions, should say, there by Seth Wilson. Missed 2 3-pointers in a row. Now gets foul called on him on the other end. His second personal. Javante Campbell hits the free throw. Now 4 for 5 from the line here today, up to 6 points. Seth Wilson with the ball off to Tavari Johnson. Johnson to Nate Johnson. One Johnson to the other. Tavari working inside. Gets past Trey Thomas for the layup. 37-34 Bowling Green leads. 2 minutes into second half action. Javante Campbell working inside, but that's going to be blocked away there by James Okonkwo. Chalk that up as Okonkwo's second block of the game. Jemai Felt on the other end also has 2. Trey Thomas looking for someone to inbound it to. This one's picked away by Nate Johnson. Johnson running the other way. Kicks it outside to Tavari Johnson. His 3-pointer no good. Offensive rebound by James Okonkwo. Gives it off the Gray. Seth Wilson now finds his way to Tavari Johnson, far side wing. Working inside. Going to be picked away by Trey Thomas. He'll keep it in the court of play. Marcus Johnson Pass up the floor to Derek Butler. Heavily contested layup. No whistle, does not go. On the other end, Tavari Johnson, three-pointer from the corner. No good. Akron cold as ice on three-point attempts so far here in the second half. Seth Wilson now will pick up his third personal as the teams were scrambling for a rebound. Akron's hit just one of their last 7 three-point attempts. They're 6 for 22 on the day. Just a reminder, they take 32 three-pointers a game. That is the most in the MAC, 7th most in the country. They're on pace to surpass that right now at 22 already here. Still 17:20 to play in the second half. Bowling Green leads 37-34 over the Zips. Marcus Johnson gives it off to Javante Campbell, near side wing. Back to Johnson. He'll pull a triple. Marcus Johnson hits his second three-pointer of the game. On the other end, Tavari Johnson with the ball. Cross-court pass to Shema Scott. Now to Isaiah Gray, top of the key. 1 for their last 8 from deep are the Zips. Trey Thomas has the ball for Bowling Green. Gives it to Marcus Johnson. He'll pull another three. Contact, no whistle. It's left short. Rebounded by Sharon Young. Apologies, that's Nate Johnson with the rebound. Johnson tries to get a cross-court pass to Isaiah Gray. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bowling Green. Akron will maintain possession. Isaiah Gray will check out. Bowen Hardman in for Akron. 40-34. BG leads the University of Akron. 16:32 to play in this one. Working inside is Shema Scott. Uncontested layup for the senior guard from Cleveland, Ohio. Had a tough one last time out against Princeton on Monday. Scored just 7 points. Before that, he had scored double digits in 4 straight. Trey Thomas kicks it outside to Braylon Green. Green trying to work outside, kicks it outside to Javante Campbell. Campbell, little spin and jumper there. Goes for Javante. 42-36, Bowling Green leads. We're going to have a whistle here. That ball will go out of bounds. It will lead us to our under-16 media timeout. Bowling Green holding a 6-point advantage over the Akron Zips. 42-36 with 15:51 to play in this one. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom now.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Akron keeps coming back in this one, but Bowling Green keeps holding their advantage. 42-36. It's up to 6 points now. 15:51 to play in this one. The Falcons have led by as many as 13. They have not trailed. Akron has tied it once. Tyler Kavlet's here with you on Falcon Radio. First game of the new year and first conference game for both of these teams. The 74th all-time meeting between the orange and brown and the blue and gold. Both teams still in their huddles for this media timeout. 15:51 to play in the second half of this one. Trey Thomas, the leading scorer up to this point, 15 points. He's 6 for 8 from the field, 3 for 5 from deep. Tavari Johnson leads the scoring for Akron, 9 points for the Zips. Game of Johnsons here between Bowling Green and Akron. Tavari Johnson, Nate Johnson for Akron, and Marcus Johnson for Bowling Green. All three of them unrelated. For Akron on the court, it will be Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson, Shema Scott, Bowen Hardman, and James Okonkwo. For Bowling Green, they will go with Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Javante Campbell, Marcus Johnson, and Braylon Green. Young to inbound for Akron, gives it off to Nate Johnson. Now over to Shema Scott. Scott, top of the key, Amani Lyles. Three-pointer left short. Air ball there by Amani Lyles. Lyles has struggled shooting from the field. 0 for 3 overall, 0 for 2 from deep. His 2 points coming at the charity stripe. Javante Campbell with the ball for Bowling Green in their home whites. Campbell kicks it out to the corner to Derek Butler. Butler hits a three from the corner. Derek Butler's first triple on 4 attempts. (45-36), Bowling Green's lead back up to 9. Nate Johnson with the ball for Akron. Working around Trey Thomas, runs into Marcus Johnson. Cross the court to Shema Scott, triple, no good. Offensive rebound by Sharon Young. Young working inside, puts up a layup, does not go. We're going to have a foul called here on Derek Butler. This will be Derek Butler's second personal. The only Falcon in this one with 3 personal fouls, Braylon Green. On the other side, Seth Wilson also has 3. Young hits the first one from the line. He has not missed a free throw so far this season, now 9 for 9 from the line. Hits the second one, 10 for 10 on the season from the free throw line for Sharon Young. 45-38, Bowling Green leads. Javante Campbell kicks it out to exact, now to Trey Thomas, three-pointer too strong. Isaiah Gray gets the rebound for Akron. Kicks it up to Shema Scott. Now back to Gray. Isaiah Gray's three-pointer rattles out. Trey Thomas with the rebound. Thomas to Butler. Butler to Johnson. Marcus Johnson. Pull-up jumper. Here it goes. 3 straight jumpers made for Marcus Johnson. He hasn't taken that many shots so far today. He's hit half of them, 3 for 6. He's up to 8 points. On the other end, Sharon Young going to pull a triple and hit it. 47-41, Bowling Green's lead, approaching 14 minutes to play here in the second half. Javante Campbell with the ball, working on Shema Scott. Campbell goes inside. Straight up was Amani Lyles. Couldn't get the shot over him. Knocked out of bounds by Lyles. It'll stay Bowling Green ball. 14:01 on the clock. The next stoppage after this inbound will give us our under 14 media timeout. Trey Thomas inbounds to Derek Butler. Butler working on Isaiah Gray. Fadeaway jumper. Does not go. Foul called. That will go on Isaiah Gray, his first personal. And Derek Butler will go to the line for 2. Derek Butler so far today, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. On the season, he's 23 for 29. Hits the first one. Chance here, if he hits this, to bring Bowling Green's lead back to 9 points. Butler hits the second. 49-41, 8-point advantage for Bowling Green. 13:50 to play here in this contest. Sharon Young with the ball to Bowen Hardman. Hardman back to Shama Scott. At the midcourt logo, gives it to Okonkwo. Scott with the ball once again, inside to Okonkwo. Goes up for the shot, does not go. Going to be a foul called on Wilkins Jr. exact. Akron loves shooting those triples. They've shot 27 here today, and they average 32 attempts per game, but they're starting to work more into the painted area, attack this interior of this Bowling Green defense. Okonkwo hits the first from the line. 69% from the free throw line coming into this one. Hits both. 49-43, Bowling Green leads, 13.5 to play. Javante Campbell drops it off to Trey Thomas. Thomas guarded by Hardman. Screened by Marcus Johnson, works around it. Trey Thomas over to Derek Butler. He'll pull a triple, does not go. Rebounded by Shama Scott. Akron Scott with the ball. Gives it to Okonkwo, back to Scott. Scott over to the corner to Gray. Isaiah Gray working baseline, going to have another foul called here. It's going to be on Wilkins Jr. exact before the shot. Wilkins Jr. exact up to 3 fouls, joining Braylon Green in that category. Seth Wilson for Akron also has 3. Okonkwo with the ball, gives it to Isaiah Gray. Gray back to Okonkwo. Now to the other side of the court to Shama Scott. He'll kick it to the other side to Young. Now up top to Bowen Hardman. Misses his first 3-point of the day, but Young gets the rebound. Back over to Hardman. Barely misses that one. Rattles in and out off the backboard. Does not go. Derek Butler pushing the pace. Gives it off to Trey Thomas. Thomas goes up for a layup. Lost it as he was going up. Trying to attack James Okonkwo. Does not go. On the other side, missed shot here by Sharon Young. Pull-up jumper. Butler with it for Bowling Green. Gives it off to Trey Thomas. He'll pull a corner triple. That goes. Trey Thomas up to 18 points, a new season high. Bowling Green leads 52-43, and a timeout called by John Gross and Akron.
People join Walk MS to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. Walk MS brings communities together, creating teams with friends, loved ones, and coworkers to rally around those we care about and end MS forever. Together, we can change the world for people with MS. Register today at walkms.org.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is Falcon Radio, bringing you non-stop emo hits all month long for our March Sadness event. Get ready to rock out to the best of My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, and more as we dive deep into the emo genre. It's the perfect soundtrack for your inner angst. Tune in 24/7 at bgfalconmedia.com. We're streaming for Falcons, by Falcons, all March long.
If you're in need of affordable housing in Bowling Green, Falcon Media has got you covered with apartmentsforrentbowlinggreen.com. This website provides an interactive way to search for apartments, townhomes, and houses for rent in Bowling Green. Housing gets secured quickly in Bowling Green, so it's never too early to start your search for a great place to live near campus. Take the hassle out of apartment finding. Visit apartmentsforrentbowlinggreen.com. Brought to you by BG Falcon Media.
Bowling Green's lead back up to 9 points, 52-43. 12 minutes, 10 seconds to play here in this one between the Falcons and the Akron Zips. Tyler Kavlitz here with you on Falcon Radio. Want to give a big shout out to Caden Knapp back in the Falcon Radio studios for pushing the ones and zeros, getting me on air here today. For Akron, it is Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson, Seth Wilson, Hardman, and Okonkwo on the court. Wilson going to pull a triple here, will not go. Going to have a foul called on Jemai Felt. That will be Felt's first personal. For Bowling Green, it is Felt, Butler, Thomas. Campbell Green on the court, but we'll have to wait to see them once again. 11:57 to play after the timeout by John Gross. We have now reached the under 12 media timeout. Bowling Green leading 52-43. We'll take it with them. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
Get out the hair dye and break out the eyeliner because Falcon Radio is celebrating all things emo this March with March Sadness. We'll be spinning non-stop 2000s emo hits from My Chemical Romance, 30 Seconds to Mars, Simple Plan, and all your tour faves. Listen 24/7 at bgfalconmedia.com. It's your perfect soundtrack for wallowing in teen angst. For Falcons, by Falcons.
Get out your studded belts and straighteners because Falcon Radio is turning up the nostalgia this March with March Sadness. It's all the biggest emo hits from the 2000s, from Fall Out Boy to Paramore to Panic at the Disco. Relive your angsty youth to the soundtrack of the era. Listen 24/7 at bgfalconmedia.com. We're for Falcons, by Falcons.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Ready to get underway after that media timeout. 52-43, Bowling Green leads Akron, 11:57 to play. Bowen Hardman, triple off the inbound, does not go. Rebounded by Derek Butler. Tyler Kamlitz back with you here on Falcon Radio. Thank you for making this broadcast a part of your Friday evening. First game of 2025 for both these teams. First MAC game of the season for them. Jemai Felt loses the ball. Nate Johnson will take it the other way for the blue and gold. Tavari Johnson with the ball now. Gives it off to James Okonkwo. Okonkwo over to Nate Johnson. He'll pull a three-pointer. That'll go for the near side wing. 52-46 the score. Marcus Johnson getting ready to check in at the next dead ball for Bowling Green. Javante Campbell with the rock for the Falcons. Crisscrossing Nate Johnson, driving inside. Javante Campbell gets the layup. Does not go, but he is fouled. He'll go to the line. He's already attempted 5 free throws here today. We'll add 2 more onto that tally. Javante Campbell has been so solid for Bowling Green this season. Leads the MAC in steals, ranks 6th in the MAC in points per game, 9th in field goal percentage, 10th in minutes per game. Last time out, had 11 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists against Aquinas College on December 23rd. That was the first triple-double for Bowling Green since Nate Miller recorded one in 2007. This one goes. Did have some touching above the rim, but it went anyways. So Javante Campbell up to 9 points now. 53-46 the score for Bowling Green. Actually, they're going to say offensive interference in that one. So the first one was good. Second one, no good. Three-pointer here by Tavari Johnson, left short. Under 11 minutes to play here in this one. Trey Thomas with the ball for Bowling Green. Pickpocketed away by Nate Johnson. Johnson all alone slams it home with two hands. 53-48, Bowling Green's lead down to 5. Javante Campbell with it for the Falcons. Campbell guarded by Hardman. Works around a Marcus Johnson screen. Inside, Javante Campbell takes the contact, does not get the layup to go. Jemai Felt fights for the offensive rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds after the ball was stripped from his hands by Bowen Hardman. Bowling Green will retain possession, 20 on the shot clock. Trey Thomas to inbound. Gives it to Javante Campbell. Campbell works around another Marcus Johnson screen. Gives it off to Johnson. Marcus Johnson starts his drive inside. Gathers. Little fadeaway J just inside the free throw line. Will not go. Jemai Felt secures the offensive rebound and draws the foul. We'll see who they assign it to. Maybe Hardman here. It will not be Hardman. They're going to give it to James Okonkwo. And Jemai Felt will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Felt misses the first one strong. Now 2 for 3 from the line here today. Overall in the season, 10 for 16 from the charity stripe. Hits the second one though, 1 for 2 trip to the free throw line for Jemai Felt. Bowling Green leads by 6, 54-48. Tavari Johnson with it for the Zips. Guarded by Trey Thomas inside. Jemai Felt tries to poke it away, can't do it. He gives it outside to Nate Johnson. Nate Johnson over to Tavari Johnson. He misses the three-pointer from the corner. Javante Campbell with the rebound. Campbell trying to get around Nate Johnson. Gives it outside to Derek Butler. Butler's going to shuffle his feet, trying to make his move inside. Called for the travel. Akron ball. Braylon Green going to check into this one for Derek Butler. He'll go off the court. No, Butler will stay. And we're going to have a different substitution here. So it was Trey Thomas who went out. Wilkins Jr. Exact will come onto the court. Jemai Felt will go off. For Akron, Tavari Johnson, Seth Wilson are out. Sharon Young, Isaiah Gray in. 54-48, Bowling Green leads Akron. 9.5 minutes to play. Sharon Young with the ball. Gives it off to Hardman, back to Young. Working to his right side, drives inside. Layup goes, some spin helped him there. Bowling Green's lead down to 4, approaching 9 minutes to play, 54-50. Wilkins Jr. Exact with the ball, off to Derek Butler. Butler driving baseline on Hardman, spins, passes it to Marcus Johnson. His shot does not go. He gets an offensive rebound. Working inside, Marcus Johnson gets it to go. 56-50, Bowling Green leads. Akron still has not led. They have only tied this one up once. Inside, Okonkwo slams it down with authority. 56-52, Bowling Green's lead back down to 4. Braylon Green with the ball, off to Javante Campbell. Campbell's got 9 points, 3 double-digit scores for Bowling Green. Thomas has 18, Butler with 12, Marcus Johnson with 10. Campbell's going to lose this one outside the baseline. It's going to stay Bowling Green ball, last touch by Akron. The Zips with just 1 double-digit score. It's Sharon Young with 10. Bowling Green's three-point shooting up to a 35% clip, 7 for 20. Akron just 23.5%, 8 for 34. Bowling Green inbounds, trying to get it to Campbell, trying to get it past Isaiah Gray. Put it out too far for Campbell to get it. He fell to the floor, could not get the ball, and Akron will take it the other way. Mistake there by the Falcons. On the other end, Sharon Young going to pull a triple, will not go. Fighting for the offensive rebound. Young gets it, throws it back in, but Wilkins Jr. Exact's going to take it. Up to Green. He'll kick it out to Butler. He misses a triple. Okonkwo fighting for the offensive rebound with Wilkins Jr. Exact and Marcus Johnson. All three of them hit the floor. And we're going to have a jump ball called. That will lead us to the under 8 media timeout. 56-52. Bowling Green maintaining a 4-point advantage over the Akron Zips. 7:45 to play. You are listening to BGSU men's basketball here on Falcon Radio.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. Like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 31 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Falcon Radio. Bringing
sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. Ah, that's the scent of shopping success. Because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Akron continues to fight in this one, but Bowling Green just staying a few steps ahead up to this point. 56-52, Bowling Green men's basketball leads the Akron Zips, the defending MAC tournament champions, here at the Stroh Center. 7:45 to play here in this one. After Bowling Green got out to a very big early lead, a 13-point lead just 6 minutes into this one, Akron has fought back, and both these teams have been going back and forth ever since. Akron has not led. They've tied it just once. Bowling Green's led for 30 minutes, 35 seconds, just under 95% of this game. For Akron, Amani Lyles, Isaiah Gray, Nate Johnson, Shema Scott, Sharon Young on the court. For Bowling Green, Thomas Butler, Campbell, Marcus Johnson, Wilkins Jr. Exact. This shot by Nate Johnson blocked away. Marcus Johnson will take it for Bowling Green. Give it off to Trey Thomas here. It was a Derek Butler block, his second block of the game. Thomas drops it off inside to Campbell. Campbell working inside. He traveled before he got the layup up with the left hand. Shifted his feet a little too quick for the officials' liking. Akron will take it the other way. 2-possession game here. 56-52 still the score. Sharon Young with it to Lyles, back to Young. Young picks up his dribble, gives it off to Shema Scott. Now to Lyles, back to Scott. He'll pull a deep three-pointer, too strong off back iron. Wilkins Jr. Exact gets the rebound. Up to 8 rebounds here today. That is a season high for Exact. Triple made here by Derek Butler. Bowling Green's lead back up to 7. Derek Butler's up to 15 points. Isaiah Gray going to have it poked away here by Javante Campbell. We got a whistle, though. I believe it's going to go against Akron. The officials having a discussion with Bowling Green head coach Todd Simon. They will give Javante Campbell his third steal of the game. Isaiah Gray going to get assigned his second personal foul. And Javante Campbell, with that foul, will head to the free throw line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. Campbell hits the first. Now 6 for 8 from the charity stripe here today. He's now into double digits with 10 points, joining Marcus Johnson with 10, Derek Butler with 15, and Trey Thomas, the game's leading scorer, with 18. Campbell moves up to 11 points, hits both of them from the line. Bowling Green's lead back up to 9, 61-52, 6.5 to play inside the Stroh Center. Sharon Young, triple from the corner for Akron, buries it. 61-55. Trey Thomas with the ball, outside to Campbell. Now to Wilkins Jr. Exact, misses that triple. Rebounded by Sharon Young. Now inside, Amani Lyles, basically uncontested, drives to the rim, slams it home with two hands. Scoreboard was showing the incorrect score there. It showed 63-55. It has now been corrected to 61-57. So Bowling Green's lead back down to 4. Under 6 minutes to play in the Stroh Center. Marcus Johnson with the ball, working inside, puts up a floater with the left hand, does not go. Knocked out of bounds. Marcus Johnson was the last one to touch it. Akron will take possession. Young will take the ball up the court for the Zips. This one looks like it's going to come down to the wire between the Falcons and the blue and gold. Young thought about pulling a triple, driving inside, picks up his dribble around the free throw line. Back out to Nate Johnson. Off front iron, does not go. Wilkins Jr. Exact secures his 9th rebound of the contest. Most rebounds by any player here today. Trey Thomas swings it over to Javante Campbell. Campbell working around a Marcus Johnson screen. Runs into Isaiah Gray. Drops it off to Wilkins Jr. Exact, who slams it home. Inside, Young gets up a shot. Layup will go. 63-59, back to a 4-point contest. Bowling Green responds. Akron answers. When Akron scores, Bowling Green scores. Back and forth, heavyweight bout here between these two teams. Trey Thomas gives it off to Derek Butler. He'll pass it over to Exact, saves it. Marcus Johnson pulls a deep three-pointer, does not go. Young secures the rebound, falling to the ground. Bowling Green's looking for a travel. They're not going to get the call. Isaiah Gray gives it to Young. Young driving inside, try to get a shot up. Him and Exact both hit the floor hard. Both being helped up. They're okay. It'll stay Akron ball, knocked out by a Bowling Green player. We do have some substitutions. A lot of substitutions on the Akron side by John Gross. Inbounded here. It's Amani Lyles, Young, Gray, Nate Johnson all out. Tavari Johnson, Seth Wilson, Bowen Hardman, James Okonkwo in. For Bowling Green, Marcus Johnson out, Jemai Felt in. Deep three-pointer here pulled by Shama Scott, will not go. Shot clock was running out. Rebound secured by Bowling Green. Javante Campbell driving inside, left-hand layup blocked by James Okonkwo. And that will lead us to our final media timeout of this one. 3:40 remaining. Bowling Green still hanging on to a 4-point advantage, 63-59. Stay tuned for the finish of this one. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 31 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
Remember the 60s? That's when the U.S. Surgeon General warned us that cigarette smoking causes lung cancer. Well, music's changed, and now there's another warning from the U.S. Surgeon General. Radon causes lung cancer. Radon is an invisible gas that seeps into your home, and it can cause lung cancer whether you smoke or not. The only way to know if radon is in your home is to have it tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. That's 1-800-SOS-RADON. Because radon problems can be fixed. Brought to you by this station and the U.S. EPA.
Still waiting for both the teams to break the huddle here with the final media timeout. 3:40 on the game clock, 63-59. Bowling Green leads Akron. Bowling Green would love to snap this losing streak against the Zips. They've lost 5 straight to Bowling Green. John Gross has had it its way as the Zips head coach against this Bowling Green squad. 10-3 against the Falcons while at the University of Akron. A loss would push Akron to 7-6 and mark 4 losses in their past 5 games. A win for Bowling Green would bring them 1 win within a 500 record and mark the first time they've started 1-0 in conference play for 3 straight seasons since they did it 5 years in a row from 2004-05 to the 2008-09 season. Trey Thomas inbound here for Bowling Green, gives it to Marcus Johnson. Back to Trey Thomas. Thomas has been the main scoring output for Bowling Green in this one with a game-leading 18 points, a season high for him. Javante Campbell working inside. Campbell puts up a left-handed layup, spins out, does not go. Shema Scott with the rebound for Akron, gives it to Davari Johnson. Johnson working around Braylon Green. Retreats back out. Now inside, James Okonkwo puts the layup short. Good defense standing straight up by Braylon Green. Derek Butler on the other end gives it to Javante Campbell. His layup too strong. Does not go. Tavari Johnson with it for Akron. Gives it to Okonkwo, back to Johnson. Now outside to Shema Scott. Buries a triple. Akron within 1. 63-62, 2:45 to play. Every possession at this point crucial, coming down towards clutch time. Marcus Johnson with the ball, works inside, pass to Okonkwo. Layup spins around a few times but falls. Marcus Johnson up to 12 points. Bowling Green's lead back up to 3. John Gross calls a timeout. Bowling Green staying just ahead of Akron here, 65-62. We'll stay with you through the timeout. It's going to be just a 30-second timeout for Akron by John Gross. Important to note, Akron has just 1 timeout remaining for the final 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Bowling Green still with 3. So the Falcons have that advantage in terms of being able to stop the game here late. Bowling Green, neither of these teams looking at it have had a tremendous shooting night. The Falcons just 36.1% from the field, 33.3% from deep. They've hit 8 triples. Akron just 35.9% from the field, only 25% from deep. They've taken 40 3-pointers. They've only hit 10 of them. 40 of their 64 shots have been from beyond the arc. Bowling Green has almost reversed that percentage of three-point shots versus total shots. Akron inbound here. Off to Lyles, back to Shema Scott. Scott gonna pull a triple to tie the game. He does just that. 65-65, approaching 2 minutes to play inside the Stroh Center. Trey Thomas with the ball for the Falcons. Gives it off to Derek Butler, back to Trey Thomas. Thomas over to Braylon Green to the right side, back Thomas top of the key. Thomas over to Green again. He'll pull a three-pointer, rattles out. Rebounded by Amani Lyles. Sharon Young with it, over to Nate Johnson. Swung over to Shema Scott. Now Amani Lyles top of the key, gives it off to Nate Johnson. We're going to have a foul called here before the shot by Johnson. I believe it's going to be an Akron foul. It will be. Amani Lyles picks up his first, turns the ball over for Akron with 1:37 to go, tied at 65 apiece. Braylon Green checks out for Bowling Green. Marcus Johnson in. What a game this has been so far between these MAC foes. Trey Thomas, the game's leading scorer, with 18 points with the ball for Bowling Green. Under 90 seconds to play here in Bowling Green. Marcus Johnson with the ball, double teamed, going to be saved by Akron. Amani Lyles will take it up the court for the Zips. Back to Young, now to Gray. Tries to get it inside, tipped away by Campbell. Nate Johnson will maintain possession. Finds an open Isaiah Gray in the corner. He hits a triple. Akron with their first lead of the game at 1:07 remaining. 68-65. Todd Simon will take one of his 3 remaining timeouts. We will take it with him. Crucial three-pointer hit there by Akron. They lead 68-65. 1:02 remaining here at the Stroh Center.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Bowling Green has led for 92.6% of this game. 36 minutes and 4 seconds. Bowling Green has been out in front. The past 8 seconds, it's been Akron. An Isaiah Gray three-pointer from the corner, giving the Zips their first lead of the contest, 68-65. 1:02 remaining. Bowling Green ball, Marcus Johnson inbound. Johnson, Butler, Thomas, Campbell, Green out on the court for Bowling Green. Lyles, Gray, Nate Johnson, Shema Scott, Young out there for the Zips. Under a minute to play. Trey Thomas with the ball. Driving inside. Puts up a shot. Layup floater does not go. He hits the deck, is fouled, so he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Trey Thomas has scored 18 today. He has not been to the free throw line, though. He is a solid free throw shooter, 70% on the season, 7 for 10. He led the team in free throw percentage last season. At an 83.1% mark last year. Stroh Center gets dead quiet. Trey Thomas, first one too strong off back iron. You don't see Trey Thomas miss free throws in clutch time very often. Bowling Green still trails by 3, 68-65. 51.4 seconds on the game clock. Trey Thomas's second free throw goes. Cut down to a 2-point deficit, 68-66. Bowling Green needs a strong defensive possession here. Akron can push the lead to as many as 5. Young driving inside, blocked by Jemai Felt. We're going to have a whistle called. I believe we're going to have a review here. That may have been a goaltending call. Not exactly sure. Official was twirling his finger up in the air to review. Haven't seen a foul assigned to anyone. Young drove inside. They are going to call it a goaltending on the court. We're seeing the replay here. That doesn't look like it's on its way down yet. That looks like a block for Jemai Felt. It didn't hit the backboard. Their argument is going to be that it was on the way down when Jemai Felt blocked it. If it stands at 70-66 Akron, if it is reversed, it would be 68-66 Zips. 41.6 seconds is on the clock as of now. We'll see if that gets changed. If it is reversed, it will go down as the third block of the season for Jemai Felt, which would be a new collegiate high. And I believe they are going to stay with the call on the floor. So they're going to say that that one was on the way down when Jemai Felt blocked it. It will be Bowling Green basketball down by 4, 70-66. Jemai Felt will check out. Marcus Johnson will check in. Javante Campbell with the ball. Drives inside. Spins out, pass it to Marcus Johnson, knocked away. It'll be out of bounds off of Akron. Bowling Green ball, 30.5 seconds remaining. This Akron team has surged late, took a late lead. They've only led for 40 seconds, but they're in the driver's seat right now, 70-66. Trey Thomas drives inside, floater does not go. Offensive rebound, put back by Marcus Johnson. 70-68, 23.7 seconds remaining. Timeout on the floor by John Gross. Apologies, it will be a Bowling Green timeout. That'll be a 30-second timeout. Todd Simon will have one remaining. John Gross also one remaining for Akron. We'll stay with you throughout this timeout. 23.7 seconds on the clock. Shot clock is off, so Bowling Green will go. You would have to imagine a full court press trying to get a trap. If they cannot get a turnover in the first few seconds, they will be forced to foul. Looking at who's on the court right now, Amani Lyles, not the best free throw shooter, 50% on the season. Isaiah Gray, 61.5%. Nate Johnson, 76.9%. Shema Scott, 91.7%. So you would have to think that Akron is going to try to get the ball into Scott's hands if they can. Scott, though, will be the one inbounding here. Jemai Felt checking back in for Marcus Johnson. Some more defense for the Falcons on the court. Inbounded here to Young. We're going to have the ball knocked away. It's going to be Bowling Green ball. Bowling Green forces the turnover. Perfect execution on the full court press by the Falcons. Trey Thomas gets the steal. His third of the game. What a play by this Falcons defense. Down 70-68 with just over 21 seconds to go. Full court press. They force a turnover. Now a chance to tie this one up or take a lead with 20 seconds remaining on the clock. We are going to have an official review here. So we will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the final 20 seconds of this one. 70-68, Bowling Green trails Akron late. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
This is Jay Crawford, former ESPN SportsCenter anchor and proud former member of the BGRSO sports organization right here. You're listening to 88.1 FM, WBGU HD1 and HD2, broadcasting more games than any other student-run organization in the country.
Tyler Kavlitz here on Falcon Radio. BGSU Men's Basketball trailing Akron 70-68. late in this one. 20 seconds remaining. Officials still reviewing this last play. Sharon Young had the ball. Full court press by Bowling Green. He was double teamed. Trey Thomas forced the ball away. It was rolled Bowling Green ball. It will stay Bowling Green ball. What a turnover forced by the Falcons. They now have a chance here to tie this one up or take the lead late. They have controlled this game for the majority of it. They've led for over 36 minutes to this one. Akron has led for 49 seconds, but they are in the lead right now, which is the most important fact of that one right there. Did see an official motion that it was going to stay Bowling Green ball, but we still have two of them huddled around the screen down there courtside. Maybe possibly adjusting the time here could be something you're looking at. We'll see if they add or take away anything. 20 seconds on the clock as of now. Bowling Green possession down by 2. The officials now huddled up together discussing. Stays Bowling Green ball. And no adjustment to the clock as of now. Still waiting around. No adjustment to the clock seems to have been made. Derek Butler will inbound from the Bowling Green sidelines. Young out for Akron, Seth Wilson in. Jemai Felt out for Bowling Green, Marcus Johnson in. This crowd getting into it here at the Stroh Center. Derek Butler inbounds to Marcus Johnson. Johnson backing down Nate Johnson. Marcus Johnson goes up strong, misses it. And Braylon Green almost put back a one-handed slam. That goes out of bounds. Akron ball. Marcus Johnson had a look over Nate Johnson. Could not convert it. Tough contested little hook shot. Braylon Green came flying in, trying to slam that home with one hand. Could not get control of it to put it in the basket. And we're now going to have the officials reviewing once again. It looks like who touched the ball last is this review. So 11.5 seconds on the clock. We'll stay with you through this one. 70-68, Akron still leads. If it is Akron ball still, Bowling Green will need to hope they can do what they did last time, executing the full court press and forcing a turnover. If not, they're going to be forced to foul Akron and hope that they miss at least one of those free throws. If it is overturned, however, and you get Bowling Green ball, completely different set of scenarios and ball game. Officials still huddled down by that screen on courtside. John Gross and Todd Simon huddling their respective teams. This has been just the game you would wish for. A national television game to open up conference play. It will stay Akron ball. 11.5 seconds. So, they're going to move it once again. So now down to 11. Now down 7.6. So, few seconds taken off the clock. 7.6 seconds remaining on the game clock. Bowling Green had the opportunity there to tie it up. Could not convert on 2 attempts. Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Jemai Felt, Javante Campbell, Braylon Green on the court for Bowling Green. Isaiah Gray, Nate Johnson, Tavari Johnson, Shema Scott, Seth Wilson on the court for Akron. 70-68, Zips, 7.6 seconds remaining. Tavari Johnson inbounds. About a quarter of the way down the court for Akron. Official still talking to someone down there courtside. John Gross is inside the three-point arc, grabbing an official to talk to him. Todd Simon is now going to call his guys over. And I think this is a clock issue. We've got 11 minutes, 60 seconds back on the clock here. So working around with this clock. John Gross having to jump up and down, do some jumping jacks to get 3 of his players over to their huddle. So we'll take a quick break here as this is all sorted out. 70-68, Akron leads Bowling Green. We'll see how much time is on the clock when we come back. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
In the end, we're going to have some time added. Originally, it was about 10 seconds, then got taken down to 7.6. 4 seconds added back on top of that 7.6. 11.6 seconds remaining. Bowling Green trails 70-68. Inbound here to Shama Scott. Passed up to Isaiah Gray. Still no foul committed. Now to Seth Wilson. Finally, Derek Butler fouls him. 6.7 seconds remaining. And Bowling Green still has fouls to give. So Akron will have to inbound it once again. Inbound here, Javante Campbell fouls Shama Scott basically before he caught the ball. Only 0.4 seconds go off the clock. Much better job there than the first time round for Bowling Green. Marcus Johnson going to come in, presumably for Jemai Felt. Confusion on who's going out for the Falcons. It'll be Braylon Green going out. So Felt, Marcus Johnson, Javante Campbell, Derek Butler, Trey Thomas on the court for Bowling Green. Shama Scott, the shoot from the line. Best free throw shooter on this Akron team, 91.7% on the season. Hits the first. If you're Bowling Green, you need a miss here and call a timeout immediately if you can gain possession. If not, you're tasked with coming back from a 4-point deficit with 6 seconds remaining. He misses off front iron. Marcus Johnson gets the ball, immediately calls a timeout. Exactly what you needed if you're Bowling Green. 5.9 seconds to go. 71-68, Akron leads. This one will come down to the final possession. We'll take a quick break before that as we've hit a full timeout, a media timeout. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
I'm a wife.
A sister.
And a grandfather.
I'm an office clerk.
I'm a research analyst.
Dance fitness instructor.
Actor.
I'm a copywriter.
I'm a veteran.
I have lupus.
Cerebral palsy.
I'm blind.
And I'm working in a job I love.
I love.
Because I was given a chance.
To contribute my skills and talents.
To show that my disability
is only one part of who I am.
Who I am.
Who I am.
At work, it's what people can do that matters.
For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
It has come down to the final possession at the Stroh Center in the first action game of the year of 2025. 71-68. Akron leads Bowling Green, 5.9 seconds remaining. Preston Squire will inbound for Bowling Green. Trey Thomas, Derek Butler, Javante Campbell, Marcus Johnson also on the court. They'll have to go the full length of the court. Preston Squire inbounds to Marcus Johnson. Midcourt logo. He's fouled before he can get the 3-point shot up. Smart move by Akron. He's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. So now the discussion begins. Do you try to hit both if you're Marcus Johnson, or do you try to miss one and get a shot up to tie it? 4.7 seconds remaining. You'd be hard-pressed to foul on the other side, hope for a miss, and get another shot at it. Smart move by John Gross. John Rothstein will always, if you follow that Twitter account, you know, to always foul there. Todd Simon called his group over to him for a quick huddle. Didn't last long. Marcus Johnson to the line. Misses the first front iron. Don't see that often. He has a 94.3% free throw percentage, the 8th best in the country. So now you almost certainly have to miss here. You would have to think and get some rebounders on the court, unless you try to make it and get a quick turnover or foul. Jemai Felt, Braylon Green, Derek Butler, Trey Thomas also on the court alongside Marcus Johnson. 4.7 seconds remaining. Misses this one. Rebounded by Akron. Knocked away by Braylon Green. Believe it's going to be Akron ball. No whistle, but we are going to have a Bowling Green foul. Did not hear a whistle for that. 3.2 seconds remaining. If you're Bowling Green, you need 2 misses here and a miracle shot with no timeouts remaining. If this score holds, this one's going to come down to a great performance for most of the game by Bowling Green and just some missed opportunities at the very end. Give credit to Akron where credit's due, though. They have battled back and performed their best at the right time in this one. Free throw, miss there. Rebounded by Jemai Felt. Marcus Johnson, 3/4 court heave off the backboard. Will not go. Akron will hold on to win the MAC opener against Bowling Green, 71-68. We'll have more in the postgame show when we come back. You are listening to BGSU Men's Basketball here on Falcon Radio.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack Hanna. Since I was a boy, I've been fascinated with animals, especially their tireless work ethic. Just look at birds who gather supplies to build nests, or penguins who travel up to 500 miles to secure food for their families. This work ethic is shared by our best friends, canines who perform life-saving work every day. Dogs comfort returning veterans. They work with diabetics, alerting them when there's a change in their blood chemistry. Working dogs are valuable in many ways. So please join me and American Humane in supporting our heroic working dogs. Go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Bowling Green jumped out to a very early lead in this one, 10-0 at one point, built it to 13 points, 17-4, just a few minutes into the game. But Akron battled back the entire time. These two were trading blows for most of this contest. But the Zips come away with the 71-68 victory in the MAC opener. Crushing defeat for Bowling Green here in this one on their home floor. Bowling Green led for 90% of the game, over 36 minutes. Akron just 3%, 1 minute, 10 seconds. But that 1 minute and 10 seconds was all they needed to win this one. Going over some final stats, Bowling Green shot 34.8% from the field, 32% from deep, 66.7% from the line. Those 7 missed free throws, 14 for 21, ended up hurting them in the end. They grabbed 50 rebounds compared to Akron's 8. Neither team shot, or Akron's 38, I should say. Neither team shot great. Akron just 38.8% from the field, 28.6% from deep. They took 42 three-pointers, only hit 12. 77.8% from the line, only got there 9 times. Bowling Green turned the ball over 15 times, Akron 12. Both teams committed 16 personal fouls. Bowling Green really dominated the rebounding game, though. 50-38 in total rebounds, 17-10 in offensive rebounds, and they led in defensive rebounds, 33-28. Akron, though, capitalized off those turnovers. 22 points scored off turnovers. Bowling Green, just 9. Trey Thomas led all scorers with 19 points, a new season high. 7 for 11 from the field, 4 for 7 from deep. Derek Butler added 15. Jemai Filk grabs 10 rebounds, scores 5 points. Javante Campbell, 11 points, 4 assists and 3 steals. Marcus Johnson, 14 points. Braylon Green and Wilkins Jr. both added 2. Over on Akron's side, Young led in scoring with 17. Shema Scott added in 11. Isaiah Gray rounded out double-digit scoring with 10. Johnson had 9. Nate Johnson had 7. Hardman with 6. Okonkwo with 4. Seth Wilson with 3. And then Lyles also scored 4. But in the end, Bowling Green just not able to do enough down late in this one. They had opportunities. They had an opportunity to tie it. They had opportunities to win it. Couldn't capitalize on them. Akron's defense holds strong. They do just enough to win it on offense. So before we go off the air, I'd like to send out a few thank yous. First to board operator Caden Knapp back in the Falcon Radio studios. Thank you, Caden, for getting me on the air for this one. Did a great job pressing the ones and twos. And also like to thank Lucas Kleinmeyer, the Falcon Media Sports Network sports director, for scheduling this out, giving me the opportunity to call these games for BGSU men's basketball. And then finally, Carl Smith, our Falcon Media advisor, for allowing all of us to do everything that we do within Falcon Media. So if you want a recap of this game, stay tuned to bgfalconmedia.com. We'll have a recap and some more content about this game and all BGSU athletics posted there. But that'll about do it for this. Bowling Green falls to Akron in the MAC opener, 71-68. Have a great night, everyone. This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconmedia.com.